area that has to be hit, and that's the buyer. Nobody's talking about the buyer. So let me stand up here tonight and say we're coming after the buyer.
Thank you.
We must reduce demand if we're to conquer this problem.
Absolutely.
We have to come after men and say to men, it's time to stand up and be men. To be men that know how to respect women, that know how to respect children, and has the value that every human being has the right to live free. We have to reduce demand. So we're going to say to the buyer, it's time for you to stand up, and it's time for you to be accountable for the actions that you've taken as well. So my statement to you tonight is this, that those of us that are gathered in this parking lot, I'm going to challenge you tonight, and the challenge I give to you is it's time to stand up. Stand up and be counted. Don't be silent anymore. Raise your voice and stand up for those things that are right. But not only stand up, it's time to speak up for those who have lost their voice. Somebody needs to speak up for Brooklyn Peck. Somebody needs to stand up for all the victims that are still within 1 mile radius of here, right up the way this street and right down the street this way. We have victims on corners, we have victims walking tracks, and somebody needs to speak up for them. We also need to reach up to the one that is stronger than we are, and realize that our help really does come from the Lord. It's time for us to live up, and that live up means this: live up to what God has called us to be. Live up to our potential and be what we're supposed to be. So I would say to you tonight, why don't you and I make up our mind that we are going to light their path? That you and I are making a commitment tonight that we will light their path. Why am I so confident with that? Because you are the light of the world, and you are the salt of the earth. And I would close with my remarks by saying this: greater love hath no man than this, that a man would lay down his life for a friend. That someone would live beyond themselves and say, it's not all about me, it's about those that are around me. So let's stand up, speak up, reach up, and let's be what we're supposed to be. Light their path. So let me say this as I bring our next speaker up tonight. Not only have these eyes seen the worst in humanity, I've also had the privilege to see the best. The best, like women's groups, faith-based groups, churches and synagogues that will walk into the worst places that you can imagine and share love and light into those dark places. I've seen an 11-year-old boy who heard me speak at a church, and when I spoke about the lives being worth $90 a piece, the young boy went home, opened up his little piggy bank that he had, dumped it out on the table and began to count what he had been saving for 4 years. And he realized he had $187. And he went to his mother and said, I can set 2 free, and gave that $187 to set 2 people free. These eyes have seen the best that we can be as well. And tonight is my privilege to bring one of those